Good afternoon.
Well, hi.
How are you today, Marita?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. Nice to see you again today. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Val. Yes.
Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Well, good. So what brings you in for a lesson today?
Well, I think I need a little help on my full swing
Okay.
and would like to get a little better rhythm and more distance.
More distance. Okay. Well, can you give me a little golf history before we get started into that?
Oh my, off and on for over several years.
Okay.
And I have been trying to play about once a week, and sometimes I achieve that, sometimes I haven't.
Oh,
So
good for you.
that's one of my goals for next year, is to at least play once a week.
Okay. Do you play in a league or do you just go out with friends?
Just go out with friends right now.
Okay. Have you ever played in a league?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
No.
So mostly just with friends.
Yes.
Are you retired?
I am retired.
Oh, good. That's
So
nice.
I have that opportunity to go out.
Okay. What did you do for work?
I worked in the healthcare field.
Oh, you did. Okay.
2 different hospitals in Seattle.
That sounds like
So
challenging work.
it was
Okay.
challenging work.
Okay.
I was in the medical record field and worked on the electronic record,
Oh, wow.
which was challenging and fun at the same time.
That's a big thing.
It is still.
Yeah, still. Have you done other sports in your life?
Oh, not seriously. A little dabbing here and there of maybe basketball when I went way back,
Way back.
and a little baseball,
Okay.
a little bowling.
Bowling. Okay.
Yeah.
Bowling is
So
good.
now my main one is golf, I would say.
Just golf. Okay.
Yes.
And what other hobbies might you have?
Well, I'm moderately heavy into genealogy
Oh, wow.
and working on a couple families there, history, and I do gardening
Gardening. That's
Mhm.
great.
when the weather permits.
Weather permits, yes. So something like today, which is, you called for a lesson and it's raining so hard outside that's why I had to move you inside today so we can be indoors and at least get this lesson underway for you. So
Right.
thank you for letting us be inside
It's
today.
much better inside,
It's
I
a
will
little
say.
drier, yes.
Yes.
So thank you very much for that. So what I want to talk about is safety and warming up before we get into that full swing. Do you have a regular routine that you do to warm up or to stretch your muscles out before you start swinging?
I wouldn't say it's really a routine, maybe just stretching the club back and forth and
Okay.
over and those kind of things.
Okay.
But
So do you have any injuries or any physical limitations I should be aware of before we?
not really, just
Okay.
stiffness now and then would
Okay.
be the main
Any-
concern.
Okay, any stiffness like in your shoulders or arms or?
A little shoulders,
Shoulders.
neck might be a little stiff sometimes.
Okay, well, let's just put your club down for a moment. And let's just do a couple of shoulder stretches this way first.
Okay?
Does that bother you at all?
No.
Okay, no stiffness there. Okay, all right. So typically this would be one good one that you want to do each arm before you start practicing or before you play.
Okay.
The other thing to note about this stretch is that if you're going to stretch your shoulder this way, you really want to make sure that you're going to try and find a post or something where you can lean in and stretch your muscles, your
That way
chest
as
muscles
well.
back. So it's important to do both of those just for your. Does
Okay.
that feel stiff when you do it that way?
Mhm,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So just something to be aware of, that if you start to feel that stiffness, you're just not stretching enough.
Okay.
And if you're not stretching enough, your swing speed and may impact that distance that you might be talking about.
Okay.
The other one that I want you to get in the habit of doing is just take a shoulder width stance, and now I just want you to bend forward as far as you can. So we're just going to stretch out the back a little bit, okay? go down as far as you can without straining or hurting yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of hold it for a minute, half a minute I'll say, and then just gradually come back up.
Okay.
Okay?
Feels all right.
Feels okay so far? All right. So, Marita, what specifically, if we could take one part of your game today and one goal that you might have that would make, you know, your game better and more fun right now, that's my first question. What one goal would you have? Second question is to think about what might that long-term goal look like?
Well, learning that I could get more speed to my swing,
Okay.
and more distance.
So that
And
you,
long term, it would be distance and somewhat straight.
okay, so the real issue today is swing speed.
Mm-hmm. I think
And-
so.
Okay, so if we can decide on some changes that are gonna be effective and efficient and compatible to you, to make those changes and see that result improve, does
That'd be
that
wonderful.
make sense?
It does
That's
make
kind of
sense.
exciting, right?
Yes.
Okay, so as we begin to get into this and discuss the goal, and I'll introduce a drill or some improvement strategy going forward that would be a consistent plan for you for practice.
Okay.
That will, you know, if we make a change and don't practice,
Mm-hmm.
it's not gonna change, right? So
Right.
we've gotta say, okay, I want something to change, and I have to be willing to make a commitment to make it happen. So
All right.
I want this to be a wonderful experience for you today. So by getting into that goal, you know, let's just kind of be open to what I might be asking you to do today.
Okay.
Okay, so just pick your club up here. So you've got a 5-wood today,
You do.
and your were you fit to your clubs? Did you get a good fitting for your golf
I
clubs?
did, but yes, for
Okay.
the most part.
So you went, you had a certified person put you on a launch monitor, and do you remember that?
I did not do a launch monitor.
Oh, okay.
No, I
So
didn't do
they-
that far.
Did they do like a strike board, so you were getting on a board?
Yes.
Okay, and then they were able to determine line angle, and then from there, shaft,
Okay.
right? Okay, that's probably what happened, so
Yeah.
I'll take a look at your clubs, other than your 5-wood.
All right.
5-woods typically, they're not anything you can be fit to, other than shaft and length.
Okay.
So, as far as your goal of improving your swing speed, why don't you just take a couple of setups for me? Just show me what you do now, and let's just take a couple of swings so I can see, pick up
Okay.
something that
What I
you
do.
might be struggling with, or what you're currently doing.
Okay. Swing with no ball.
Let's swing with no ball first. How did that feel?
Pretty good.
Pretty good? So one of the things that I did notice is that you've got a very nice setup. Your stance looks good. The one thing that stood out, I can see right away, is that your swing speed has slowed down a little bit. It is slower probably than what you're comfortable with.
Okay.
And that's what's affecting your distance.
Okay.
So
there's a way to improve that.
there is a way to improve that. And the way to improve that is going to be, you know, we talk about pre-motion component and in-motion components, and the pre-motion is your setup. So I like your setup. That's very good. So the other thing is, that's really the most important thing as far as getting yourself aimed to your target, And when you're not hitting the ball very hard or swinging very hard, what does that ball flight look like?
Sometimes it's pretty high.
Sometimes it's pretty high.
Mhm.
Most of the time is it, or is it tend to be on the low side?
Not that low, kind of in the middle.
It's consistently in the middle?
Yeah, pretty
Okay. So,
good. Pretty good.
pretty good, okay.
So it should be higher?
We'll check that out. We'll see how high that goes. That's what you'd like it to do.
Oh, all right, that's
Okay.
the goal,
Is that
is
what
to
you-
be higher.
The goal would be to be higher, yes. So as far as your swing speed, I'd like to introduce one thing that you can try right now, and that's turning the club around. So what I want you to do is hold the club this way,
Mhm.
okay? You might have to back up just a little bit. Yep, don't go off the mat, but just stand right there. Now, I'd like you to swing this like you were just swinging your club a minute ago. With your grip, both hands, just swing it like you were a minute ago. Okay, so did you hear a little swoosh?
Yes.
Okay, now, how fast can you swing it so you can hear a louder swoosh? You hear the difference?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the difference between a fast swing and a slow swing. So if you're just swinging your club at a slow speed, you're
No
not
swoosh.
getting any distance. Okay, does that make
Okay,
sense?
I think so.
Okay, so learning how to swing faster is going to be by using this drill more. Okay?
All right.
Let's just trade places a minute. Let me use your club. You go stand over here for me. I'm just going to set my club down.
Okay.
So, what I heard when you were swinging first was just a couple of little easy swings like that. So when you turned it around and you did the same thing, there was just a very dull, not a very fast, loud swish.
Okay.
So when you start to swing as fast as you can, right, you can tell the difference in the sound.
Yes.
So that's significant. So if I turn that club around now, and I try and make that swing as fast as I did holding it the other way, it's still a different pitch, but its speed has increased significantly. That's the part that I want you to practice so you can get that
Okay.
speed, because that's the piece that's missing. Okay?
More swish.
More swish. More swish, more swoosh, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Okay, but it's
So
that
how
sound.
do I do that?
So turn that club around. Yeah, kind of like that. Right. And swing it as fast as you can. There. Isn't that a different sound?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How do I do that this way?
Okay, now you take the club like you're going to hit a ball,
Mm-hmm.
and you swing it as fast as you can. That's much different than when you were swinging in the very beginning. Can you feel the difference?
Yes, but I don't have a ball there, so how do I swing the club that fast and hit the ball?
Well, let's try. Do you want to hit off the mat or do you want to hit off the tee today?
I'll try the tee.
Okay. So, start with your pre-motion component of setup. You want to have a good setup. Ball position is good in your stance.
Okay,
Did that feel like you topped the ball?
you did.
Okay. Let's try it again. That was a lot better
Better.
speed, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the one thing that we had there, that swing, is that the ball didn't look like it got too high off the ground, did it?
Right. No.
So what I want you to think about for a minute is that we want to get a good launch angle off of
Okay.
this. So we've got a 5-wood here. That's what you brought in today. So the 5-wood really is going to have a little bit of a launch angle, kind of like an airplane. It's going to take off,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got to have a little bit of a launch.
Okay.
Right? So you said earlier that you can hit it high.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do that, get that launch angle right now?
Underneath it.
Okay, so you're going to make that swing so that ball is going to launch up into the air.
Mhm.
So that's what's going to make it
Swing.
higher.
Swing faster.
You're going to swing faster, and you're going to swing through the ball so that it gets up in the air.
Okay.
Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Off balance a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay? Is
Okay.
that too fast? Are you swinging too fast and out of control? Because I don't want you to swing too fast and out of control. I want you to swing fast enough
Mm-hmm.
and stay centered and balanced.
Okay.
So you're not swinging out of your shoes, for example. Okay, I want you to feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Ready for another ball?
All right, I'll try another ball.
Okay, centered and balanced.
Okay.
Topped it?
Topped it a little bit.
That was solid.
Mm-hmm. That was better.
Just a little off balance that
Yeah.
time. I know the mat is a little different here than it
Yeah.
is outside, so that,
Okay.
you're doing a good job. That's all I can
Is
say.
it a little better?
It is a little better. Your
Okay.
swing speed is coming along just fine, so
All right.
how did that feel?
That felt better.
Could it have been any better?
Maybe.
If it could,
But it-
how?
Well, a little more practice, I think,
Okay.
because I hit that more square. Hit the
It's-
ball more square than before.
It sounded like you hit it really square.
Yeah.
And it almost looked like, I'd have to go back
it
and
higher?
look, but it seemed like it was more in this part of the net right here.
Okay.
And that really is
So
what I
it
want
went
you to.
up higher.
It did go up higher. How did it feel to swing that fast?
Felt pretty good.
Did it?
Yeah.
So it's not something that you're comfortable with yet.
No.
And I can sense that. So it is going to take some practice. It is going to take some commitment on a long-term basis to consciously make that a part of your practice routine, is turning that club around, getting yourself to where you can swing and swing fast enough to stay in balance.
Mm-hmm.
It's when you lose the balance that you're not going to make very good contact. And I don't want you to lose your balance. I
No.
want you to
No.
swing fast enough so you're still, feel secure and centered and balanced without losing your balance and maybe, not
That'd be
having
part
such
of
a
my
good
practice, though, in order to know where my footing is, as well as the strength of the swing.
Exactly. So as far as,
Okay.
your, excuse me, your swing today, your goal was to learn how to swing faster. You were losing distance, you weren't hitting it very far, and my recommendation is that we figure out a way for you to learn how to swing the golf club faster. So
Okay.
without having to go out and get any special equipment or tools or anything, the easiest way I know is just to turn that club around.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a lot of capability with just using the end of that golf club, so you can just make those swings and feel that speed generate and then get consistent over practice time. So
Alright.
using that in in a driving range or at home, in a living room with a ceiling that's high enough,
Mm-hmm.
that's really what's going to help you
Continue to
build
do
that
that.
speed. So
Okay.
does that sound
That
like
makes-
a good plan for
I
you?
think it does. That makes sense, is to do it this way and get that feel faster.
Right,
And then I can do it with the club the right way.
right. Because I sensed that when you started, you were cautious
Mm-hmm.
and being very deliberate with your swing instead of getting a feel of, really letting it go. And I want you to really just be able to let it go.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You think that,
That makes sense
Does
to
that
me.
make sense?
Yes, it does.
well, is there any other questions you might have today?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
You've given me a plan to go forward and how to practice.
Okay,
And I will do that.
okay,
No,
Well,
it sounds good.
okay.
Appreciate that.
Well,
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming
Okay.
today.
Thanks, Val.
All right.